we visited one ashram in near Mysore. There they are conducting yajna. They started in 2022. It is going to be continue till 2035. It is for Vishwa Kalyana. So I can provide you with the details if you are interested. When you come to the south, you can visit that place. And it seems every 9 days, the group of priests who are performing the yajna, that group changes. It seems people from north also have been participating in that. When we went, they were actually doing some yajna there. And from morning till evening, it happens every day.
So this, what did you say? People from NASA were also there?
No, from North India, like from many places. They said from Kashi, Mathura, so many places people are visiting. People are coming and performing yajna.
Okay.
So, shall we start? Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Veeryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome you all to the next session of Indic Knowledge Landscape, an overview. We have been discussing about the Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas. Among the 14 Vidyasthanas, there are 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, and 4 Upangas. The 4 Vedas are Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. And we discussed about the importance of the Vedas, scientific aspect of yajnas, types of yajnas, and then Srishti Prakarana in brief. Then Vedas having divisions like Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. Samhitas are continuous utterances of the mantras without a break. Then there are concepts called Padapatha and Kramapatha to help the learner. Brahmanas form the second part of the Vedas, where they are in the prose form and they help in to perform the various yajnas. Karma Chodanani, Brahmana Vakyani. Then Aranyakas are the third division of the Vedas. They deal with the transcendental concepts like Atma Jnana, Atma Upasana, Atma Prapti, and some of the topics discussed are more about contemplation. Then Upanishads are the fourth division of the Vedas. They deal with the higher purpose of human existence. Samhitas and Brahmanas focus on Dharma, Artha, and Kama, which are also called Trivarga. Then Aranyaka and Upanishads focus on Moksha, which is called Apavarga. Then we also have had discussions about the 5 Mahayajnas, Deva, Pitra, Bhuta, Manushya, and Brahma Yajnas, and how life itself can be treated as a yajna, how to conduct ourselves in Manasika Yajnas. Then there are Nitya, Naimittika, and Kamya Yajnas. how Taittiriya Samhita works as helps us as a gold mine for reference if one wants to understand the concepts well. Then, after discussing the Vedas, we also discussed about the Vedangas, which are six in number: Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandas, and Niruktam, Kalpa, and Jyotisha. The first four, Shiksha, Vyakarana, Chandas, and Nirukta, they help in understanding phonetics, phonology, grammar, prosody, etymology, and they build the stronger aspects of the language and help us in understanding the Vedic mantras. Then Kalpa and Jyotisha help in understanding how to construct Yajna Vedi, how to perform, when to perform yajnas to get the best results. Then Jyotisha is a great science on astronomy, astrology, and the topics of Chandas and Jyotisha have a lot of modern mathematical concepts in them. Now, we have moved on to the Upangas, where we have Mimamsa, Nyaya Vistaraha, Purana, and Dharmashastra. If we expand these Chaturdasha Vidyasthanas further, then we would be getting Ashtadasha Vidyasthanas. They are also called, the next four, they are also called Upavedas. We have Ayurveda derived from Rigveda. Then we have Dhanurveda derived from Yajurveda. We have Gandharva Veda derived from Samaveda. And then Arthashastra derived from Atharva Veda. Now, we also discussed about Mimamsa and Nyaya Vistara together forming Shaddarshanas. Nyaya Sutra was developed by Rishi Gautama. Sankhya was developed by Vaisheshika was developed by Rishi Kanada. Sankhya was developed by Rishi Kapila. Yoga was developed by Rishi Patanjali. Purva Mimamsa was developed by Rishi Jaimini. Uttara Mimamsa was developed by Rishi Vyasa. Then we also have the darshanas are classified as Astika and Nastika darshanas. Among the Nastika darshanas, we have Charvaka, Bauddha, Jaina, and Bauddha, where they don't accept Vedas as pramana. Vedas are not accepted as authority. That is why they are called Nastika darshanas. Then we have these Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, and Uttara Mimamsa, which accept Vedas as pramana.
May I interrupt you here, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay. See the last column. There's Jainas and Buddhas and Charvaka. What is it? So, like Jains and Buddhism are a separate sect. Is this
Yes.
also a separate sect?
Yes. Charvaka, they what they say is Rinam Kritva Ghritam Pibet. Whatever happens, if you are if you injure yourself, that is Naraka. And if you are enjoying your life, that is Swarga. There is no life hereafter.
Oh. So
Ha.
they don't believe in reincarnation like Hindus do,
Yes, yes,
or Jains do, or Buddhas do.
yes, yes.
So so they are like other religions like Muslims and
Yeah.
Christians for that
Yeah.
matter. Okay.
So they are Charu Vak. Charu is beautiful. So they
Oh,
talk beautifully.
but they are Hindus otherwise.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
should be.
Hindus only, but they don't believe in any of the rituals, any of the concepts actually. They don't accept Vedas. They don't want anything. They want to simply enjoy life. That's all.
Oh, so they don't have any thing to go by like Vedas, Bible, nothing like
Yes,
that.
nothing.
No,
They
no
want,
book.
yes, they want to be free. That's all.
So who are they? Any example known on this category of people?
Yeah, yeah. There is one Brihaspati. His name is often mentioned in texts.
Okay.
So when we go to these Mimamsa, no, that time many like in discussions, debates, these
Hmm.
people come and keep condemning the orthodox systems. These are orthodox systems, no? This Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Purva
Hmm.
Mimamsa, and Uttara Mimamsa. They are orthodox because they believe in something.
Hmm.
Uh, these Charvakas, they don't believe in anything. They don't want God. They don't want any means. Like nowadays, we see many youngsters, no? They don't want marriage. They don't want to. They want total freedom, isn't it?
No, so my query was, sorry, it
Uh,
may take a
uh,
minute more,
uh, uh,
because you have clubbed it along with Jains and
uh,
Buddhists who are
uh.
not like this. They
No, no,
believe.
no, no. They Nastika means they don't accept Vedas. It is
Uh-huh.
not clubbing of this system with Jaina or Bauddha. Jaina and
Hmm.
Bauddha, they have a lot many good concepts actually. Excellent concepts are there. Like ahimsa, such things are there, no?
Hmm.
These people, they don't have anything.
Oh.
But all of them, they don't accept Vedas. That is
So
why,
its categorization is based on Vedas, not atheists
yes,
per se.
yes, yes.
Because otherwise, Jains and all are not atheists. They believe in
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm.
God. I mean, they believe in God.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank
And
you.
they also have some this soul's journey. Something is there, no?
Yeah,
In
absolutely. I mean, we have friends in Jains.
yeah,
They are
yeah,
like us in that sense.
yeah, yeah. I've seen many people. So these Charvakas, they are totally different. They don't want
I see.
anything. Total freedom.
Okay. Thank you for
All,
explaining this. I never heard this.
yeah, all live in relationship. Whatever they are doing these days, that they
Hmm.
are all Charvakas only. They don't go by one. See, all these shastras, what they are saying, you follow some rules so that uh, you don't land into trouble, isn't it? But
Basically, social customs.
yes,
You
social
follow
custom,
social
yes,
customs, social rules, social
yes,
laws.
uh,
So there's a mutual respect and everything.
yes. Hmm.
Oh,
So they
so
don't
these
want to
guys.
be bound. They want total freedom. That's all.
So today's youngsters, are you saying? I mean, no, I don't want to continue this discussion. We'll
Many,
waste time.
many.
But today's youngsters, do they
Hmm.
fall in this category? Though they are Hindus and they may go to temples,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
No,
they.
no.
Hmm,
If they go to temples, they will have some fear or respect or love for God, whatever. But many people don't go to temples. They don't believe in anything, whatever
hmm.
their parents say. They don't want to believe in all those things. No.
Oh.
Mm. Such people, they are charvakas.
So, I mean, if I'm not sounding very offensive, this
Mm.
gentleman, what's his name, Stalin, comes in this category.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I can say that because he doesn't believe in all this.
Yes, his mother goes to temple, but he doesn't believe.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
From his Stalin's father also was like that. Now he is also like that.
Okay,
So
thank
yeah.
you.
Mm. Then uh, we discussed about the Nyaya Sutras in our previous session. This Nyaya Darshana in general, what we understand. about Nyaya. We think it is justice. But the subject as a darshana is too huge and cannot be contained to justice. And darshana itself, what does it say? Drishir prekshane. Drish is the dhatu, and this Nyayavada, Tarkashastra, Anvikshiki are all the synonyms for Nyaya Darshana. Then epistemology also is Nyaya Darshana only. Then you can say Nyayavada, it is a perception. Then Tarkashastram, logical reasoning. Anvikshiki, reason, like causality, like that. Then we have some reference in Paniniya Ashtadhyayi also about Nyaya Sutras. Then this Nyaya Shastra has 16 padarthas. Pramana, Samshaya, Drishtanta, Prameya, Prayojana, Siddhanta, Avayava, Tarka, Nirnaya, Vada, Jalpa, Vitanda, Hetva, Bhasa, Chala, Jati, Nigrahasthana. These are the 16 padarthas we discussed in our previous session. Now, today, we will take up the next topic, Vaisheshika. Here, darshana, as we know, as we understand, is to see. What do we see? Here, in Indian tradition, darshana, the system of darshanas, whichever system you take among these six, it helps us in observing things as they are and to see them for what they are. That is what Indian systems teach us. But the Western systems, if we take the word philosophy, it is used for all the darshanas also, but it doesn't fit in perfectly for Indian systems because philosophy is derived from the Greek root, that is love of wisdom. It suggests an effort to understand and arrive at a framework for the reality, real world, whatsoever. But in Indian system, what happens? It helps us to overcome our suffering in the day-to-day life. That is why it is called darshana. And there is a direct perception, observation of things, and all those things. Then, who is the propounder of Vaisheshika Darshana? It is Rishi Kanada. And Kanan Atti iti Kanadaha. So, this Kanada, why was he called Kanada? Because he was supposed to be an eater of seeds or atoms, they say. Means he propounded the theory of atoms. Picked up grain seeds while practicing austerities, also is said about him. Of course, some people feel as he introduced this theory of atoms, people to uh, make fun of him, they called him Kanada. Of course, he also was known as Aulukya. So we have different names for him. Then, why this system is called Vaisheshika? So, he introduced the concept called Vishesha, which means particularity. So here what happened, this system attempts to identify, classify the entities, whichever entity is present in this universe, all of them are grouped under something or the other, and he calls them as padarthas. They are all called predicables in English. What are those padarthas? How many? There are 6 padarthas: dravya, guna, karma, samanya, vishesha, samavaya, and the 7th category was later on added by somebody, we don't know, but some people attribute it to Annambhatta. So dravyas are substances, then guna are quality, karma action, samanya general attributes, you can say, vishesha uniqueness to a particular object, samavaya is inherence. Then abhava, the 7th padartha was abhava. Then Kanada starts to discuss about the Vaisheshika Darshana with the first sutra, Athato Dharmam Vyakhyasyamaha. So we all know that dharma is the foundation for all our activities. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So this dharma is going to be narrated. Then he says, Tattvajnanat nishreyasam. So the knowledge of the soul brings unsurpassed good. Padarthas are knowable and nameable. They are also called predicables. Then understanding the padarthas releases us from the chain of sufferings. Then there are
May I request you to kindly go back to the previous slide?
yes.
So the point number 3 in
Ah,
Vaisashika, the
ah,
soul and not soul make
ah.
up reality. What not soul means what? Soul I understand.
So actually, it should be like Atma and Anatma. Maybe
Acha, acha. Atma
like
and
that.
Anatma. Okay, that I can understand. So
Ah.
Atma and Anatma make reality means everything comprised, categorizing these two. Is it?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
Okay, thank you.
Then Vaisheshika Sutras, if you look at the text, there are 370 sutras in 10 chapters. Each chapter has 2 sections like Prathamahnikam, Dvitiyahnikam. Ahnikam is, it seems he narrated in during the day. So if you look at each chapter, they have 2 parts. First, Prathamanikam, Dvitiyanikam. So Prathamadhyaya has Dharma Nirupana, Pratigna. Then Karyakarana Bhava Vyavasthapanam. Second chapter has Prithivyaha Lakshanam, Prithvi Lakshana Pariksha. Once he gives the Lakshana, then he uh, tells us how to arrive at the how to test what he has given as Lakshana. Then Atma Pariksha Prakaranam, Mano Nirupanam. So once these Prithvi, Aptejo, Vayu, all these things are examined, he goes to Atma Pariksha Prakarana, then Mano Nirupanam, Mana, how to arrive at the attributes of Manas. Like that, he has brought 10 chapters with 370 sutras, and he starts from the most basic substances and arrives at the soul, how to arrive at the soul's attributes, and then how to attain moksha. That is also discussed. Then, if you look at the Vaisheshika Sutras, like Athato Dharmam Vyakhyasyaamaha, now, therefore, we shall explain Dharma. Then, Yataha Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Siddhihi Sadharma. What is this Dharma? That is also talked about here. He says that Dharma results in exaltation of the supreme good. Then tadvachanat amnayasya pramanyam. So he says the authoritativeness of the Vedas being the word of God. Then he also talks about dharma vishesha prasutat dravya guna karma samanya vishesha samavayanam padarthanam sadharmya vaidharmyabhyam tattvajnanat nishreyasam. The supreme good results from the knowledge produced by a particular dharma of the essence of the predicables, that is padartha, substance, that is dravya, then attribute is guna, action is karma, then genus is samanya, then combination by means of their resemblance and differences. Then he talks about Prithivyapastejo Vayurakasham Kalo Digatma Mana iti Dravyani. So he says there are 9 dravyas, 9 substances. What are they? Prithvi, earth, water, fire, air, then akasha, sky, ether you can say. Then kalaha is time. Then dik is space and time. Then atma is soul, and then manaha, mind they say, but I don't know whether mind is the right word. Then he talks about Rupa Rasa Gandha Sparshaha Sankhyaha Parimanani Pruthatvam Sanyoga Vibhagau Paratva Aparatve Buddhayaha Sukha Dukha Ichadveshau Prayatnascha Gunaha. There are 24 gunas. What are they? 24 attributes you can say: color, taste, smell, touch, numbers, measure, then separateness, then conjunction and disjunction, priority, posterity, then understanding, pleasure and pain, desire, aversion, volition. These are the 24 gunas, or you can say attributes. Then he says utkshepana, avakshepana, akunchana, prasarana, gamana. These are the 5 categories of karma actions. All other actions can be brought into these 5. Throwing upwards, throwing downwards, then contracting, then expanding, then motion. These are the 5 types of actions. Then he talks about dravyani, dravyantaram arabhante gunascha Gunantaram. Substances originate another substance. Attributes originate another attribute. Then he talks about karma sadhyam na vidyate. Action produced by action is not known. He says, one action, when one action is performed, action producible actually. Action producible by action is not known. He talks about Sanyoga, Vibhaga, Veganam, Karma Samanam. Action is the common cause for conjunction, disjunction, and impetus, you can say, elasticity, you call it. No? So here we have to take it as a karanam to complete the statement. Sanyoga, Vibhaga, Veganam, Karma, Karanam, Samanam. That completes the statement. So thus, he talks about what we call today's physics. Many of the modern day physics concepts are found in Kanada's Vaisheshika Darshana. Then, when we look at
one question. One small, if you can please give us a slide with the padacheda of all the sutras, that will be easier for us to actually read it continuously and try to remember, because it's one big sutra. So padacheda will be easier. If you can please, not necessarily right now, if you can please, when you post it.
Yes. Tomorrow I'll do it.
Thank you.
Then, and here, if you look at this, of course, that sutra is not seen here. Okay. So he also talks about this how these substances, padarthas, how they work, and how he considers them for their qualities, you can say, their characteristics. That is also very well depicted in this Vaisheshika Darshana. For those also, he gives sutras to shows the characteristics of each of these padarthas. If you take dravya, it is kriya gunavat samavayi karanam iti dravya lakshanam. Then it possesses action and attribute, dravya. It is a combinative cause, he says. Such is the mark of substance. Then kriya gunavat means wherein actions and attributes exist. Then dravyashraya gunavan sayoga vibhageshu akaranam anapeksha iti gunalakshanam. So here attribute is that which is not an independent cause of conjunctions and disjunctions. Then karma, he talks about ekadravyam agunam sanyoga vibhageshu anapeksha karanam iti karma lakshanam. So he says this karma, what is this karma? Residing in one substance only, not possessing attributes, an independent cause of conjunctions and disjunctions, such is the mark of karma. That means it has it resides in one particular substance, and it doesn't have any attributes. Separate attributes are not there for karma. That is what he says. Then samanya, dravya guna karmanam dravyam karanam samanya. Samanyam. So substance is the one and the same cause of substance, attribute, and action. That means all the three, substance, attribute, and action, exist in one. Then Samanyam Vishesha iti Buddhyapeksham. He says Samanyam is genus, then Vishesha is species. The notions genus and species are relative to the understanding of a person. Then he brings about this concept of atom. This Vaisheshika system has, according to the Vaisheshika system, there are two aspects, eternal and non-eternal. Nitya, Anitya, you can say. The eternal part of the universe was constituted from 4 kinds of paramanu or atoms. That is earth, water, fire, and air. And 5 substances which are ether, time, direction, mind, and soul. They were eternal, not subject to change. Then he defined eternal as Sat, that exists, Akaranavat Nityam, that which is existent and uncaused. And this Paramanu, what is this Paramanu? Anu means that tiniest particle beyond which there can be no division. And Parama is added to that. So Paramanu is the smallest possible division of matter. Then concept of Paramanu was obtained logically also. Then this has no magnitude, no length, no breadth, no thickness, only positional reality. So it is part less, it can neither be created nor destroyed. That kind of tiniest particle is a Paramanu, that is eternal. That is what he says. Then he talks about the concept of motion and parallelism with contemporary physics. If we look at Vaisheshika Darshana Sutras, we understand that this contemporary physics has a lot of common topics with Vaisheshika Darshana. Then we usually come across this Newton's laws of motion. That can be seen here in Sanyoga Bhave Gurutvat Patanam. Then Nodana Vishesha Bhavat Na Urdhvam Na Tiryak Gamanam. Then Karya Virodhi Karma. These are all concepts related to the laws of motion. Then I have shared one link here, one Subhash Kak. He has talked about the how Kanada was the propounder of modern day physics. So you all can go through that and see for yourselves how he has how beautifully he has developed this concept. And there are some similarities between Nyaya and Vaisheshika. If you look at the sutra, Ichha, Dvesha, Prayatna, Sukha, Dukkha, Jnana, Jnanani Atmanaha Lingam. So, what this sutra is saying, Icha, Vesha, desire, hatred, effort, Sukha, Dukha, Jnanani, Sukha, Dukha, this kind of knowledge or whatever feelings you say. Atmanaha Lingam. The Atma is responsible for, Atma is the Karana, Lingam is Karana. So Atma is the Karana for this kind of experiences, you can say. Then Yugapat Jnana Anutpattihi Manasaha Lingam. Here also, Jnana Anutpatti also. Mind is the reason for that also. Then Atmendriyartha Sannikarshe Jnanasya Bhavaha Abhavaha Cha Manasaha Lingam. Here also Atma, Indriya, Artha, Sannikarsha. So what happens when we see some object, to understand what it is, there is some communication happening between our indriyas and Atma. Are you able to hear me?
We can hear you, but in between
Okay.
sorry, yeah. We
Ha,
can
ha.
hear you, but in between sometimes some words go off.
Okay. So this Atma, when our indriyas look, when we look at an object, so what it is and what are its qualities, to understand those things, there is some communication happening between our Atma, our soul, and the Indriya, our Buddhi and Indriya. So that for that also, that our Manaha is the reason. Then Asakaryavadam Pratipadanam Samaname. So what happens? These are all common uh, uh, similarities between Nyaya Sutras, Nyaya Darshana and Vaisheshika Darshana. They both talk along these lines only. Then there are differences between Nyaya and Vaisheshika. The Nyaya talks about 4 pramanas: Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, and Shabda. Vaisheshika talks about 2 pramanas: Pratyaksha and Anumana. Then Nyaya, according to Nyaya Darshana, Indriyani Abhautikani. So that is, Bhautika is some physical or material this thing. So Indriyas are Abhautika according to Nyaya Sutra, Nyaya Darshana. Indriyani Bhautikani according to Vaisheshika Darshana. They are more physical, you can say. Then Moksha Marge Shodasha Padarthanam Tattvajnanam. As Nyaya Shastra talks about 16 Padarthas, they say that to understand, by understanding the 16 Padarthas, the Tattvajnana of Shodasha Padartha, 16 Padarthas, leads one to Moksha Marga. But in Vaisheshika, Shat Padarthanam Tattvajnanam helps in Moksha Marga. Then Samavaya Sambandha Pratyakshagrahyaha. What is this Samavaya Sambandha? When we look at, like, there is a pen. This pen has a unique feature which is only there in this pen and not in any other pen. That kind of uniqueness, like there is a cloth. Cloth has some quality which cannot be separated from it. That is Samavaya Sambandha. So this Nayayikas, they say this Samavaya Sambandha is through direct perception. Vaisheshikas say Samavaya Sambandha is through inference, Anumana Grahya. Then Nayayikas talk about Pitharapaka. Then Vaisheshikas talk about Pilupaka. This Pitharapaka, it means this if something like suppose a pot is being made, it goes it gets transformed. Some fruit, if you take a fruit, it gets transformed, no? From beautiful yellow mango, it gradually turns into while it is getting spoiled. That time the color changes. So that happens because of um, some changes happening within that mango, you can say. But Vaisheshikas, what they say is, no. Actually, what these people say is that earlier, whatever was there, that beautiful color of that mango, that no more exists. That it's a new farm the mango is getting. That is what they say. So the Spirupakavadinaha, they say it is not. It is like the atoms. They transform the like if you take a pot, many parts are being heated in a fire. So parts are being prepared, they are being heated. That time what happens when if they consider that as the earlier stage cannot exist, that won't be proper, because there like if they consider that as total transformation from the previous one, so that means the earlier part doesn't exist, it is completely gone. It is not like that. So they talk about most of this atomic uh, changes they talk. Then to understand these concepts, these Nayayikas say there are 5 important aspects which need to be understood. And Vaisheshikas say only these 3, Paksha Sattva, Apaksha Sattva, Vipaksha Sattva, are enough to understand the concepts of Linga Jnana. Then, if we look at Annam Bhatta's consolidation of Nyaya and Vaisheshika systems, which was brought out as Tarka Sangraha. So here he made it much simpler, and somewhere around 16th or 17th century, he came up with shorter sutras so that people can understand better. He gives us Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesha Samavaya Abhavaha Sapta Padarthaha. Then he talks about Navadravyani, Prithvi, Prithivyak Tejo Vaivakasha Kaladiga Mamanam Sinavaiva, like that. Here, if we look at this Dravyani, there are 9 Dravyas, substance. Padarthas are 7. Then there are 9 Dravyas. Gunas are 24 in number. Then Karma 5. Samanya, general common, you can say. Hmm? That is again divided into param, aparam. Param, para, apara. Hmm? Then Vishesha. Vishesha, he talks like Visheshaha tu ananta eva. Then Samavayastu ekaha eva. So Samavaya is only one which belongs to only that particular object. Then he talks about Abhavaha Chaturvidhaha. Pragabhavaha, Pradvamsabhavaha, Atyantabhavaha, Anyonyabhavaha. So this Pragabhavaha, when you prepare a mud pot, before that preparing that mud pot, there was no mud pot. So that is before preparation of that mud pot, absence of that mud pot was there. That is Pragabhava. Pradvamsabhava. What happens? That mud pot is broken, so it is destroyed. So, that pot will not come again. So it is gone. So permanently it is gone. That is Pradvamsa Bhava. Then Atyanta Bhavaha, Anyonya Bhava. Atyanta is like you prepare ghee from butter. So it cannot go back to that state of butter, isn't it? Like that. Then Anyonya Bhava is that this pen is not something equal to another pen, like that. It is totally different. So this exists means the other pen may exist or may not exist, like that. So this, if you look at the commentaries on
So
Vaisheshika,
actually, ma'am, if you permit, in the last slide, for example, the last thing you explained, Atyanta Bhava and Anyonya Bhava. So equivalent to this in chemistry, we have reversible reaction and irreversible reaction. Okay, so that comes very close to it to say that what existed before can go back, like the example of ghee and butter you gave. And there are some cases where there are reversible reactions where it can go back. Irreversible, it can't go back. I'm just drawing some analogy. And similarly, many things that you have taught us earlier in slides can be explained in terms of the present knowledge of sciences very well, including atom and things like that. There's a laboratory in Geneva, Switzerland, which is called CERN, Center of European Nuclear Research. So you might have heard sometime in 2012 or so when they found the God particle, so-called God particle. Its name is God particle, but actually the particle they have found, particle is the smallest subatomic particle. You know, you talked about atom and Anu. Anu is nothing but atom. Atom is further divided into nucleus and electrons rotate around it. We all know. But then they are doing fundamental research on the this laboratory is doing. I brought it so for knowledge of everybody because I am privy to that. I have been to the laboratory in Switzerland. So they are doing great work to find the origin of universe. How the universe started. I mean, there is one method by which we understand from Vedas how it formed. But what the current scientists, physicists, nuclear researchers are doing is by making there's an accelerator there. They accelerate the particles and then make them collide to see what is the outcome. So that is the theory they are propounding about the way the universe was formed. Initially, millions or billions of years ago. So that can also, if somebody is interested, can go onto the website of CERN, CERN, and study there.
Okay.
Very interesting work they are doing. And that is how they found the God particle, which basically is a glue for all particles to exist the way we are, which leads to matter, formation of matter. Just wanted to bring out the analogy.
Actually,
Many
it is
slides I
very
can see.
interesting.
Yeah, many slides you taught actually give me I'm from a physics background. So they give me a lot of similarities of what we study now in modern day physics to what you are taught us of Canada's theories and things like that. Quite close, in fact. It's a matter of research. I mean, I will probably speak to you later to get a little more information on this.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
And if you look at the commentaries on Vaisheshika Darshana, many people have commented. Actually, it was so interesting to note that people like these Shankara Mishra, Vardhamana Upadhyaya, Bhagiratha Takkaraha, Shivamani Bhattacharya, and so many people like Gangesh Upadhyaya, Vardhamana Upadhyaya, these people, they all come from the area of Bengal. And it is amazing. So many intellectuals were there to discuss these things and write commentaries on Vaisheshika Darshana. And Annam Bhatta himself has written so many texts like Tarka Sangraha, and he made it very easy to understand the concepts discussed in Nyaya and Vaisheshika. But again, he thought maybe it needs further explanation. So he himself wrote Tarka Sangraha Deepika, a Vyakhya on Tarka Sangraha. Then he wrote Mitakshara on Paniniya Sutras. Then Mitakshara on Vyasa Rachita Brahma Sutra also. Then he has written Tattva Bodhini on Siddhanta Kaumudi. Then Nyaya Parishishta Prakashaha. Then Subodhini Sudhasaraha. Ranakojjivini. Bhashya Pradipodyotanam. Bheda Nirasa. So many texts were written by Annam Bhatta. Maybe some of them are available to us. But some of the texts may be lost. I don't know. Still, we have so much to go through. That is what it is. And finally, all this Vaisheshika, Nyaya, Darshanas, they arrive at one conclusion, that is, knowledge is the door and only door to salvation. And he also talks about moksha in one sutra. Tadabhave sanyoga vibhavaha apradurбhavascha moksha. He says moksha consists in the non-existence of conjunction with the body when there is at the same time no potential body. That is what he says. So existing and consequently rebirth cannot take place. That is what he says. So we have to.
Ma'am, can you kindly repeat this last sentence?
See, moksha, he says, moksha consists in the non-existence of conjunction with the body. When there is at the same time no potential body existing, and consequently rebirth cannot take place. Tadabhave sanyoga vibhavaha apradurбhavah cha moksha. That is what he says.
That sounds logical, because ultimately moksha is when you finally reach your destination and merge with the Paramatma, if I understand correctly. So obviously there is no potential body that can come, or rebirth cannot take place.
Yes. And one more thing, actually Kanada, when he propounded this Vaisheshika Darshana, he did not he has not given this concept of God actually. He talks about this Paramanus being colliding with each other, whatever you are saying, no? and Dvyanuka, Triyanuka, Chaturanuka, like that it expands. So, like that, this Srishti has happened. That is what he says. And later on, these people like Prashasta Pada and Sridharacharya, those people, Udayanacharya, those people brought about this concept of Ishvara.
So the current scientists also don't believe in God in that sense. Yeah. So, but they named that particle they found as God particle because majority thinks there is something which joins us. There is a cause for everything, and which is that one something. And that is how, just to make people understand, what is this particle they have found is God particle, they said. Otherwise, there was a scientist who predicted this, ma'am. There was scientists who predicted this many years ago, about 25 years ago, that there is a particle like this in the universe, which is different than the this elementary particles, which is the cause of glue of various particles joining together to form a matter. Like everything we see is matter. So that is the ultimate, he says, but God particle is just for understanding. God, they don't believe in God per se. They believe in something, I mean, a superpower controlling it, yes, but nobody wants to say at science level that there is some God. That is all a matter of philosophy, religion, and metaphysics. And one more I want to add, with your permission. See, you talked about Atma and Anatma. And when I asked you a question of soul and non-soul, in one of Malhotra, he's from Infinity Organization, and he's worked in US. He's Indian. You might have heard about him, Rajiv Malhotra. So he has done a lot of work and written multiple books. And to debunk the mythology that exists, and to show how we in Vedic philosophy are different than what the Christians or other Europeans talk about. Our concepts are very different. Like, he has written a book, I think, which is about the battle for Sanskrit. Rajiv Malhotra. There's a book called Battle for Sanskrit. Basically, it is to show how many concepts that Westerns try to claim are equivalent to our concepts in Hinduism are not so. For example, soul is not equivalent to Atma. He's made many specific explanations on, like, dharma is not religion.
Yes.
And so on. There are many fundamentals in our Vedic philosophy which have no equivalence in European concepts. But as an informal discussion, you say soul is Atma. It is not so. Nor is religion equal to dharma, for that matter. And tens of other points he has covered. If I'm not wrong, I think the name of the book is Battle for Sanskrit.
Oh, okay.
Rajiv Malhotra.
I'll try to.
Many people are fighting for Hinduism now.
Yes.
So nothing.
Yes, it is.
Abroad, especially abroad.
Yes, it is definitely required.
Even Subhash Kak. I mean, there are many videos on YouTube. I've been interested in this, so I've been watching this. Subhash Kak has made great videos on YouTube.
Yes.
Anybody can watch. You quoted him in connection with the, I think, work link on Kannada.
Newton's laws of motion, that he has very beautifully written in that. I have shared the link also in these slides. You can.
Subhash Kak.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are many people who are trying to advocate our cause now, especially abroad.
Yes. See, what happened? We have lost so many things. No, they have taken away everything, and so many of the books are out of print in India. We have we have great difficulty in accessing them. No? So it's time we take some interest and get back our things and set right our home. That is what I feel.
Yeah, that's what the problem is. We are not setting our house in order. That's why others are taking advantage of that.
Yes.
So today's class, when we have gone a fair amount of details, I'm grateful to you for explaining this. But how does it fit in which Upanga or how does it percolate down from those?
Yes, Upangas, that is, see, this Nyaya Vistaraha is one of the Upangas, isn't it? So
Correct.
here,
Yeah.
So here what happens? Nyaya and Vaisheshika, they come together. Nyaya Vistaraha means expansion. Expansion of Nyaya Shastra.
Okay.
This is Vaisheshika, then Annambhata's Tarka Sangraha. And whatever many people have written Vyakhyanas. No? So all those things come under Nyaya Vistara. Okay. Next class we will be taking up
Sankhya.
Sankhya and Yoga. If possible, we can cover both. Otherwise, let me see how much it takes.
Okay.
I think the Purana and Dharma Shastra can club them together, because Puranas you people know, and Dharma Shastras also you might be knowing. Let me check. So next class will be Sankhya. After that, Yoga, then Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. Like okay, Samapayamaha. Any questions? Only you were talking, all the others so silent.
No, Dhanyavad. Actually, I'm not feeling well, so that's the reason. And crackers are bursting outside. That's the reason.
Okay. Samapyam. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti 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 harihi om. Okay, we'll meet